Yo, what's up guys, Ice here. In today's video, I'll be showing you the best Goblin Hut Graveyard deck in the current meta with the Evil Witch and the Cannoneer Tower. So hope you guys all enjoyed the video today. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we will hop into our first game. In our first game here begins Pro Extinction. Let me know in the comment section guys on what kind of matchups you want to see in the Splashyard guide. It's going to be uploaded next week, so stay tuned. We can just Barber on the right side. Although it's like not very desirable for a Splasher to play the first card before your opponent does, it is actually sometimes it's fine to just cycle like Barbarian Barrels or like a Knight to get to an Evo. So we do see a Snowball and an Evo Musketeer. So this is either gonna be, I was gonna say 2.9 Loon Cycle or a Giant Graveyard, but because he has a Night Witch, we would assume that it's gonna be Giant Graveyard. So versus Giant Graveyard, this deck is actually pretty decent because we have the Goblin Hut. The only thing that we need to worry about is the arrows that could kill all of the Spear Gobs and the Bowler, obviously. The Bowler will be kind of his only chance to win versus our deck. So, okay, let's see here. We can actually go for a Graveyard plus Barb Barrel here. Yeah, he's gonna Guards because he cycled his Giant there. That Baby Dragon could splash one time. Yeah, it does splash one time. And he does go for the Musketeer as well, so we aren't really worried about the Graveyard. I mean, if he didn't go for a Musketeer, our Graveyard would have done much more damage. Plus, if he just went for a Graveyard, then we would have just Ice Wizard on the Graveyard. And the Cannoneer Tower would just have killed the Giant because it was already low in HP because of the Baby Dragon splash and all that. Okay, so it's very good that we actually forced out a whole Bowler for those two Spear Gobs plus the Knight there. So here, if he goes for a Graveyard, then we can just Baby Dragon on the Graveyard and Ice Wizard on the Giant. But he does go for a Giant at the bridge. He will probably not have Elixir to just go for a Giant plus Graveyard. He could go for like arrows or Snowball. Yeah, there comes the arrows. We will get one hit from the Giant, but it's gonna be fine. Okay, he does waste his Evil Musketeer, so we could just go for an Evil Witch at the back. Evil Musketeer is also very annoying when you're using Evil Witch, because if they snipe it properly, then the Evil Musketeer will immediately take out your Evil Witch. So we can just Ice Wizard like this, and we could potentially go for a Graveyard on the right side, but first we need to Baby Dragon for the Bats and the Night Witch right there. Wait, that was a bad Graveyard. We could actually get a King Tower activation off of here. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, it's still fine, though. We can get a Barb Barrel down to get a perfect defense on the Graveyard. And our Evil Witch is actually cooking on the right side. Look at that. This is why Evil Witch is actually broken. The Evil Witch will be nerfed next season with the Lightning and there's a lot of good changes. So I'm really looking for a better balance next season, because the balances are pretty bad right now, considering how broken Evil Witch is, and for some cards as well. Yeah, he gave up, so it's gonna be a good game, and I'll see you guys in the next game. And also guys, please make sure to like and subscribe once again, and comment down on what videos you want to see in the future. If you want to see a Grand Challenge video or Classic Challenge video, or just like top ladder videos, or maybe potentially a Splasher guide, because I made one like 3 months ago and a lot of guys liked it. That's what I thought. So I think this guy's using 2.6 here. He went for Ice Golem Hog first play, which did not work out pretty well. We need to Ice Wizard here for the Hog to prevent from getting any shots here. So he's gonna Hog on the right side, trying to out cycle maybe. Okay, he is back to Hog now, so yeah, he goes for a Hog on the right side. We can Witch, possibly baiting out his Fireball. Okay, if he went for a Fireball, then actually we won here, guys. We can just Knight and Graveyard on the bridge to actually just take the game, because if you go for a Hog plus Fireball, and because it was a second Hog as well, he had to like out cycle, meaning that he was already low in Elixir, but he had to force himself to go for a 4+4, where he actually had 8 Elixir, so he doesn't have proper Elixir to defend our Graveyard. So there were a lot of comments where you guys were asking when we should go for a Graveyard in single Elixir versus these cycle decks like Hog, Drill, and other things. It's just important for you to track your opponent's cycle and just notice when your opponent is overcommitting, like our opponent did right now. We can go for Goblin Hut on that Ice Golem plus Hog Rider. This matchup is actually not that easy. Trust me, guys, because not only do we not have a NATO in the deck, but also we have a very, very heavy deck. This is probably gonna be a 3.8 average elixir deck, meaning that we could easily get outcycled. Although the Cannoneer will help sometimes with the DPS on the Hog Rider, it still will get like 1 or 2 hits on the tower, which is gonna be like 800 damage. We can go for a Baby Dragon plus Barbaro, hoping for 1 hit on the tower. Yeah, we do. We only get 1 hit on the tower. We can actually get a poison down on the right side with the Musketeer. Just hoping that the Musketeer dies in the poison. Very nice. And he goes for Hog Rider, so we can Goblin Hog right there. Trying to pull it as much as to the right side so that the Hog Rider doesn't get any hits, even if he goes for a Hog Rider plus Log. We knew that he was going to bridge block, so we went for an Evil Knight plus Baby Dragon at the bridge. Yeah, he does go for an Evil Musketeer, so this push is actually, it's just going to be dead. So if your opponent just goes for an Evil Musketeer to kill one of your troops from the big push that you're trying to make, then just try to go for a new push at the behind your King Tower, sorry. So, okay, so he does go for a Musketeer there. Baby Dragon at the back right there. He is probably going for a Hog Rider, so we can go for a Goblin Hut. Yeah, he does go for a Hog Rider. We can get a Graveyard plus Barbaro down to snipe that Musketeer down, or if we get lucky, then the Barbaro could tank for the Graveyard, but we do not see that. We do force out the Log from the Spear Gobs on the left side. Look how much the Spear Gobs actually deal damage for guys. I don't know why Supercell is not nerfing the Spear Goblins itself. I mean, the Goblin Hut rework was actually interesting, but not nerfing the Spear Goblins damage while they nerf the attack speed of the normal Stab Goblins was actually crazy. But I mean, it's still fine. The game is actually improving a lot at the current stage, and I'm really, really positive on how the developers are making progress in this game. So he does go for Evil Musk on that Goblin Hut, sorry. And we were looking for no hits from the tower, but we actually get 1. And now only 200 HP separates us two. So here we just need to Baby Dragon at the back here, Goblin Hut at the middle, so that the Baby Dragon splashes right there. He does go for a prediction Musketeer in the Goblin Hut, but Evil Knight is still alive, so we can get a Knight Graveyard plus Barbaro. He could go for a bridge block. Yeah, he does go for a bridge block with the Ice Spirit, so the Barbarian Barrel is actually tanking for it, and that's a lot of damage from the Graveyard, so this is probably going to be GG's. And yeah, we can Goblin Hut here, get a second Graveyard down, and we just need 1 hit from the Graveyard and a poison to take the tower. And I'll see you guys in the next game. In our next game here, against Soshi, this guy has a Cannoneer tower, so I would expect something like Mortar Bait or probably a mirror matchup because this Evil Witch Graveyard deck is actually popular. I can just Knight at the back. There's no point of going Barbaro on the tower because a Barbaro on the tower because our opponent has a Cannoneer tower, we'll get no hits. It's just basically getting a 2 elixir disadvantage right away. So I think this guy has Graveyard right now, so we can just poison here. It's always important for you to defend your opponent's Graveyard with the troops. That's what I think. We can just get an Ice Wizard down. That was actually a very aggressive play, just going for a Naked Graveyard plus Baby Dragon. Wait, guys, actually, I think we just won here. Wait. We can just go for a Graveyard on the right side, because the Skeletons will spawn and the Ice Wizard is slowing down the left tower. So he has to spend something on the right tower. Yeah, he goes for a Witch at 0 on the right side. So he doesn't have anything for the left side right here. Wait, look guys. Wait, that actually just towered down right there. Yeah, he calls good game. That is actually a good game, guys. So just whenever your opponent goes for an overcommitment, just go for a Graveyard on the tower, guys. So if you're running a Graveyard Mirror matchup and you and your opponent both are running the Cannoneer tower, then try to go for a double lane pressure by going for a Naked Graveyard on the other lane, because a Graveyard solely takes the tower versus a Cannoneer tower. So try to go for a Graveyard pressure on the other lane, and also the troops that are already stacked on the other lane will automatically pressure. So this just resulted in almost taking both towers right here. I think this guy gave up. He called an early good game and he's not playing anything. So I'll see you guys in the next game. In the next game here against Viado, I believe that this guy is using E-Giant. Yeah, he goes oops because we have a Cannoneer Tower, and Cannoneer Tower is really good versus E-Giant, and especially a lot of beatdown decks like Giant, E-Giant, Lava Hound, and other decks as well. So we can just go for a Witch at the back. Just try and cycle to an Evo. He could go for a Lightning or a Bowler at the back. Yeah, he goes for a Bowler at the back. So versus an E-Giant deck, it's very important for you to not allow your opponent to make a big push. Yeah, so he is using the most recent variation that a lot of people in top ladder are using. That will probably have a baby dragon, goblin hut, and it has evo skeletons and evo knight as is 2 evos. You can get an ice wizard down on the right side for the e-giant and a bar barrel down for the spear gods from the goblin hut. And yeah, we can actually see what this guy does here. Okay, he tries to go for a double lane pressure here, sorry. We can get a knight down for his knight on the left side, trying to force out a bowler because that is a big pressure, and we can get a goblin hut down on the right side. We are not in like a good spot, but I still think that we have a decent chance because he doesn't really have good counters to our graveyard. He doesn't even have a small spell. The only small spell that he has is a NATO. We can get a baby dragon here. He could go for a lightning, so we need to have our ice wizard ready. So yeah, we can go for an ice wizard right away. Yeah. So I knew that he was gonna go for a lightning because we cycled our evil witch already. So even if he goes for lightning, then we don't have an evil witch in cycle to punish this guy. But still, we can just go for a normal witch at the back. Trying to build a big push on the right side. Yeah, he does go for a knight at the back. We can go for an evil knight plus graveyard right here. He does go for a bowler and a NATO, which is already 8 elixir, so we can get a poison down on his troops. Even if the poison doesn't really do anything with the graveyard and the damage, it still just kills all of his troops, and we can get a baby dragon here for his troops, and the cannoneer tower will clear out his entire push on the right side. And we can go for a knight and graveyard on the right side because he doesn't have a knight and a bowler in cycle to bridge block. Yeah, so we do force out a lightning on defense. So now we have an evil witch. We could actually punish this guy right here. And he can't really go for an E-Giant. Okay, he actually does because we can actually just get a free Goblin Hut down right here. And he doesn't have a lightning for our Goblin Hut plus Evil Witch, because if he just go for if he had a lightning cycle, then we wouldn't have just went for that because that would be a free lightning. But yeah, so he does go for a bowler at the bridge here. We just need to be patient here because we are already in a big lead, about like 1000 HP. Wait, the bowler actually pushed the E-Giant, guys. No, but we have a Cannoneer Tower and the Goblin Hut. Wait, the Spear Gobs are spawning from the Goblin Hut. The Spear Gobs are actually taking down the E-Giant right there. We only get 1 hit from the E-Giant. That's crazy. Yeah, he goes for a NATO plus a Baby Dragon to take the Spear Gobs out. We knew that he was going to bridge block, so we can get a Graveyard plus Bar Barrel down. And he doesn't have a Baby Dragon cycle. He does have the Elixir right now. I was trying to say that he doesn't have Elixir for his Baby Dragon. But yeah, that's a lot of damage. And we just need to cycle back to 1 more poison. And we just take the game here. So we can get a Goblin Hut down. Knight for the Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon on his bowler. And he could go for a lightning. Yeah, he does go for a lightning. We go for a Bar Barrel and poison to take the tower. Good game, guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video today. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.